Vision was palpable. As I looked at him, an eerie familiarity washed over me, and I was transported back to my childhood. A shy, hesitant, nervous little Azwa, burdened by the weight of comparison, never quite good enough. Every test, every result, every report card was a confirmation of my thought, my belief, that maybe I wasn't worthy enough. Maybe I wasn't capable enough. Maybe I wasn't bright enough. But one day something happened. My classroom teacher saw something in me, something beyond the shy, hesitant, nervous little Azwa. Maybe she saw a leader in the making, and she made me the classroom prefect. With that belief, she planted a seed of confidence in me. And I gradually started raising my hand a little higher, speaking a little louder in class to share my ideas. And with every participation, I started seeing myself a little differently. Maybe I could be more than not good enough. And now fast forward back to my classroom when I'm teaching a group of undergraduate students. I see a recurring trend that really bothers me. I'm teaching political science and international relations, and I need my students to engage critically and analytically. But at least 30 to 40% of my students struggle to engage critically and analytically and fluently articulate their thoughts, whether verbally or in writing. Disturbed by this recurring event or occurrence, I start digging deeper. My research takes me to primary and secondary school education, and I come across data of National Student Assessment Score, which says at least 75% of grade 5 students are struggling to read, write, or do basic math at their grade level. It's not just about a group of students struggling to articulate their thoughts or struggling to do math or English or Bangla. It's millions of students, millions of children falling through the cracks. Not because they do not have the potential, but because we're failing to provide the right condition, the right environment, and the teachers with the right skill set to see that potential, to help unlock that potential. And the very teachers who are supposed to be supporting these students are demotivated, ill-equipped, and lowly paid. As a result, they're leaving the profession. They're switching to other far more attractive, better career options. There's huge teacher attrition locally and globally. And on top of that, the silos in our education system, the English medium, Bangla medium, and madrasas, perpetuating disparity where English medium caters to a higher socioeconomic group, Bangla medium majority, and faith-based or madrasas catering to lower socioeconomic group and perpetuating disparity. The one factor that could break apart these silos, the one factor that could upend these silos are great teachers. Great teachers who believe that every child, every student, whether in a high-end school or a marginalized school, has the potential and is equipped to help unlock that potential. Now, I refuse to accept the status quo. And I figured that if great teachers, if equipped, supported teachers are the most important ingredient in quality education and is one of the keys to quality education, then why not empower them? So at the age of 26, I took a bold step. From tertiary to primary and secondary education, I took a bold shift. I launched a lab school catering to the children of factory workers in Tangail, 50 kilometers away from the Dhaka city. In our school, we test, curate, reiterate teaching learning approaches that are globally acclaimed in order to improve student learning outcome, teacher-student relationship, teacher-parent relationship, and overall create a safe, inclusive, joyful learning environment. And as we started seeing results in our school, we did not want to stay limited within the walls of our school. We wanted to go beyond that. But what better way to do that than equip the teachers? Equip the teachers as flag bearers of the innovative approaches in our school. Equip the teachers as catalysts of change within their classroom, within their schools, and within their communities. So instead of handing down our innovation to the teachers, the way we designed our professional development journey with the teachers begins with understanding their needs, their challenges, and matching those with the resources that we have in terms of courses, workshops, and various other resources. Once they complete that and go into their classroom to apply what they learned, we go in with them. We assess, we guide them, we use globally validated tools to assess how well the knowledge or the skill gained is translating into classroom practice. And then we form these teachers into smaller groups where we provide targeted feedback. These smaller groups are not just for targeted feedback, but also so that these teachers continue to keep learning, motivating, and supporting each other, and eventually garnering a sense of belonging. You know, when teachers are motivated, when teachers are supported, they're really able to see the true potential of the students, and they're really equipped to unlock that true potential. Over the course of time, we've been able to work with over 19,000 teachers from over 750 schools. And we've seen so many stories and instances of magic happen in the classrooms, in the schools, and in the communities. One such powerful story is of Miss Shamima and her student Sharif. We trained and mentored Miss Shamima to apply a localized version of problem-based learning to be able to connect textbook knowledge with that of the real-world context. She inspired her students to identify the problems within their community and take ownership of it. Sharif, a shy, hesitant, quiet, soft-spoken little boy, was deeply troubled by a pond near his home, which was polluted by factory wastage, and he wanted to do something about it. Guided by his teacher, he was able to organize Uthan Boitok, a courtyard meeting with the village elders, and he convinced them to take action. Through the support, through the guidance of Ms. Shamima, Sharif found his voice and was able to take real action. This is the ripple effect of great teachers. One teacher changed my life, and I became a teacher to change the lives of many. And now we're empowering thousands of teachers to do the same. If you are a teacher, know that you have the power to transform the lives of students. If you're a parent, value the teachers who are shaping the lives of your children. If you're a student, value the teachers who are really the invisible architects of your lives. And if you're a policymaker, invest in the teachers who are the architect of the future generation. Education is not just about knowledge. It's about the belief. It's about the belief that every child, every student, whether in a less equipped, marginalized school or a high-end school, deserves the chance, deserves the opportunity to have great teachers who see their real potential, who are able to help them unlock that potential. Remember my student? Today he stands in front of thousands of investors sharing his business idea. I see myself in my student. More importantly, I see my classroom teacher, Ms. Nahid, in me. Because when great teachers rise, the world rises with them. Thank you.